One harsh truth taints moral thought more than any other. One harsh truth makes previously admirable moralists appear repulsive. One harsh truth induces a shudder in every rational mind. That harsh truth is the implication of the irrational moral claim. Among moral claims, irrationality is the norm. Moral thought is saturated with irrationality. Thoughtful consideration of the basis of reason and logical progression from it is a rarity. Many people believe the right things for the wrong reasons. The only thing keeping these irrational moralists from immorality is sheer luck. Many see no issue with irrational moralizing. It doesn't matter how someone arrived at a conclusion, so long as the conclusion they arrived at is the right one. This sentiment is idiocy embodied. It misses one detail, one incredibly significant detail. It misses the implication of the irrational moral claim. The irrational moral claim has one serious implication: that nothing is unjustified. When one embraces irrationality, anything and everything is justified. Irrationality can justify anything. When you make an irrational moral claim, you justify irrationality. Justify irrationality, and you have justified everything. The logical implication of irrational moralizing is the justification of everything. Irrationality can justify anything, and when you make an irrational claim, you have justified it. By extension, you have justified everything. In the logical conclusions of one's thinking, one finds its downfall. Irrational opposition to murder is a justification of murder. Irrationality can justify anything and everything. The irrational opponent of murder will establish a logical precedent by which it is justified. In their condemnation of murder, the irrational moralist has endorsed a form of thinking by which murder is just. When you justify irrationality, you justify its conclusions. And the conclusion of irrationality is the justification of anything and everything. The irrational moralist has justified the very thing they condemn by endorsing the form of thinking that justifies it. Irrational moral claims are absurd in the fact that they validate their antithesis. Irrational moral claims are self-contradictory in that they serve as a justification of that which they condemn. In the logical conclusions of the most harmless of moral sentiments, one finds the justification of all the evil in the world. One finds irrationality, the recipe for every cruelty and depravity conceivable. Every depravity is rendered just as the expectation of a good reason dies. A seemingly harmless irrational moral sentiment so easily compromises the entire rational moral order. This is why believing the right things is not good enough. One must believe the right things for the right reasons. Even if you believe the right things, if that belief is founded on irrationality, its logical conclusion is all the evil in the world being rendered permissible. Irrationality is a very serious issue. It is not some mild little problem. It is a justification of all the cruelty and depravity in the world. The solution is simple. The expectation of irrationality. The expectation of a good reason for one's moral claims. The expectation that one's moral claims do not merely align with thoughtful consideration of and a logical progression from the basis of reason, but are founded on such things. One must believe the right things for the right reasons. The expectation of a good reason has always been exclusionary in the best sense. Exclusionary in the sense that the filtering of water is exclusionary. Such an expectation ensures that moralizing is consistent with one's interest as a sentient being. Such an expectation privileges the rationally desirable and hinders the rationally detestable. This expectation serves our interests as sentient beings. The expectation of a good reason is an expectation from which we can only benefit. We must expect that moral claims be supported by a good reason. We must expect moral thought to be rational. We must cast irrationality into the abyss. Irrationality is a long and winding road. The destination? Immorality. The father of evil is irrationality.